Welcome back to Worth News. This week, Gaijin may have accidentally leaked rank 7 jets. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, I'll tell you all about it. What happened is Gaijin posted a new episode of The Shooting Range, titled The Art of Climbing. I was planning on ragging on them for their bad advice about climbing, however, their advice about climbing actually is pretty solid. But earlier in the video, when they're talking about the J-32B, Bruce said this.
Thanks to its radar, the aircraft is also effective while fighting at high altitudes. Here, your avionics will work a lot better, while some of your Tier 6 opponents won't be able to boast of such equipment. Still, try avoiding duels with Tier 7 fighter jets. The MiG-21s or the American Phantoms will easily beat the Swede in his own game of boom and zooming.
Now, the first assumption, and would be pretty logical, is to say that this is just a typo, or Bruce is a boomer, and that may very well be the case, as he said later in the video that the Betty had to be fast enough to escape fighter jets. So the shooting range is far from perfect, but the way he words this makes it sound like it's an intended part of the sentence, as the subject matter is about stronger jets, referring to the F-4 and MiG-21s. Like, it seems too consistent to be ad-libbed, and I don't think that Bruce has the understanding of the game to really imply that they're essentially in a different rank. Like, I assume that he is reading the script one for one. The other part that makes me think for surezies this is true is the way that Gaijin makes these videos. They write these scripts quite a lot in advance, and I know this because I had a script leaked to me about the Chinese tree and Mach 2 jets, if you don't remember. And when the video of those subjects actually came out, after the patch had come out, like a month after I had gotten the script, they still, at least one part of the script had remained unchanged and was word for word what I said in my video. So that makes my theory here that this script was intended for after the next patch, when they add a rank 7 for aircraft, because they're going to be adding much more stronger aircraft all throughout this year. At least I think so. And this script was intended for sometime after patch 1.97, although perhaps from a lack of content or whatever reason, they decided to throw it out early, forgetting to change it. Another possibility is that this is just a typo, and not from Bruce, but from whoever wrote the script. But that'd be a little weird because the J-32 is indeed rank 6, so why would you tell people to avoid fights with other rank 6 jets? But on what this is, I'll leave up to you. Is it a typo? Is Bruce being a boomer? Is Gaijin being a Gaijin and leaking their own information again? Speaking of more modern jets, a while ago, I was notified of some files for an F-105D pylon. This got some excitement out of me, as a while ago, someone had notified me of a WASP pylon, and later on the helicopter was added to the game. However, unfortunately, and also kind of oddly, the F-105D pylon is actually currently being used on the F-4 Phantom. Whether this means or not the F-105 isn't coming, I couldn't really say. It would be weird to use a module of an aircraft on a separate aircraft and not add the original one, so you could assume it's coming. However, perhaps it's just Gaijin's weird naming system. I'll have to leave that one up to you as well. On the forums, CT Center, my Discord mod, was asking some questions. One of them actually got a reply. That one was asking about when the Chinese tree is expected to get the V11G, V12G, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, the store team dude replied only with, "It's just too early." He also made another statement about some stuff he had dug up in the files about how they added a new naval subclass to the main menu, frigates. Now, typically when I hear of frigates, I think of large wooden ships with sails, like the USS Constitution. But this is probably meaning that Gaijin is leaning towards more modern ships instead of larger ships, which is disappointing because larger ships are cool and modern ships are boring and look like triangles. The last news story I have for you is somebody made a video claiming to have information on vehicles that are going to be coming within the next 2 years, essentially. 12 to 24 months was apparently the time period. However, the video is in German, so I can't really verify this guy's information. Somebody on the forums is saying that he's quite accurate with his predictions, although give a long enough period of time, I think just about everyone's accurate with their predictions. As I'd say, I'm assuming the video is really just him guessing on things that are going to come. He doesn't have actual information. I can't tell. It's in German, so. But I would take it with a very small grain of salt because they're just predictions. I can make prediction videos all day. And him being in the content partnership program does not gain him any extra information that regular players don't have. I'm in the content partnership program, and the only extra information I get is that the dev server is going to be open on the day that they say it's going to be open. Sometimes I even get the email after the dev server is open. But anyways, let's see what vehicles he's claiming are going to come. T90, already very likely. Leo 2A6, not too unexpected. Weasel, That would be nice to see. Leo 1A5 and other variants. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe for other nations, but Gaijin seems to have completely skipped over all the other Leo variants, and they wouldn't really be that different than the standard and the A1A1. Armor layout would be different, but the main gun, ammunition, and engine, for the most part, are the same, and most of the armor. Rad Panzer 90, which really just makes me think of Rad Scorpions from Fallout. But hey, they're adding other wheelie boys, so this wouldn't be too unlikely. German World War II armored cars. I gotta ask, what other armored cars would you want besides the Puma? I'm pretty sure there's some, but they're not exactly super interesting. Panzer 68, which would be a weird one because it's Swiss. I guess you'd put it in the German tree, but there's no need. You could either put a Soviet vehicle there or a German vehicle. Stug 3 with Sauerkraut. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not going to go Google it, but I have my doubts that that's going to be added. Some IFVs and modern wheeled vehicles. We're already getting those, so that's pretty obvious. Vickers Mark 11. The internet tells me that that is another wheelie boy with a turret on the back. It looks kind of funny, but it could be cool to see in game. I guess you'd see it after the boycott. The K2 Black Panther, which is a South Korean Abrams. I guess that'd go in the US tree. Couldn't really put in the Japanese tree. I think some people would be quite upset. The T-84, which is a Ukrainian tank. Would that go in the Russian tree? I think also people would be upset about that. The Type 10, which I don't believe you, man. The Scimitar, which is a British reconnaissance vehicle that I can't really see them putting anywhere in the tree because it doesn't have ATGMs. It's from like the 70s, and it kind of does everything that the Warrior does, minus the ATGMs. Like, it's only armed with a 30mm cannon. Maybe it gets super high penetration. I don't know. The Olifant, which I'm assuming is the South African Centurion, which I guess I could see coming. The Vickers VFM, which looks weird. Indian Centurions, artillery vehicles, which I doubt heavily, Merkavas, and more. To me, these sounds like just general speculation and a bit of wish listing, which I guess is fine. Everyone's open to speculate. I love doing it. But I'll say that always take prediction videos of things like this with a grain of salt. Last bit of info out there, I wouldn't really call it news. It's like more forum drama, if anything. Is this one dude said that, as far as I know, the prototype Apache will not be in game. BVV_D said that if there are no problems with licensing serial modifications, the prototype has no chance. That's why they replaced YHA with Israeli camouflage. Upon being asked for proof, even by the store team dude, he refused to give any. Well, he said that the first guy who asked, he did give information to, but that post is not here. But he wouldn't tell the store team dude and hopes to not oust whoever told him this info. Now here's the dealio though, is that commonly when leaked information is on the forums, they either delete it or don't care about it at all. So unless this information only has to do with a certain source, there's no reason not to post it on the forums. However, this dude had supplied some information from the VK blogs that ended up being not true. So this one I have my doubts about. And that is all the information I have for you this week. Before I formally end the video, I'd first like to thank my YouTube members, starting with a new one, Roger Rammer, The Royal Rat, CT Center, Grimace, I Like 'em Thick, Mighty Peppers, Pointless Gunseeks, and Waffly Joker 6. A big thank you to all of them. YouTube members get videos uploaded a little bit early, emojis during streams, and unique Discord roles. If you'd want to join them, it's $5 a month. All you have to do is press the join button down below. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you didn't like the video, don't hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I make Warzone weekly news videos every Sunday. I like to make random videos throughout the week. I have actually 2 planned for this week. Hopefully I can get them out. And I stream on Saturdays. That sometimes is actually Sunday, but don't worry about it. Streams on Saturday. So be sure to hit the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload anything. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. In the terms of bonus news, say if we do get rank 7 aircraft, do you think we'll get at least rank 6 jet bombers and things like that? Like, I understand some of Gaijin's ideas and how bombers would be kind of useless because you could just shoot them with a missile and they're not very maneuverable, so it would likely hit. And besides bombing bases, they're just flying XP pinatas. However, if we're to get flares to deflect incoming missiles and laser guided bombs and stuff like that, adding smaller bombing aircraft could make some sense. Like, think about the F-117 Nighthawk. I think that'd be a very cool plane to see in game, especially with all the thermals and everything. Although perhaps that's a little advanced for the current aircraft we're getting. But there's some lesser jet bombers out there, like the A3D Sky Warrior, or one of my favorites, the YB-49. As for Soviet things, well, I don't know my Soviet jet bombers very well. I've spotted this one thing, the IL-102, although that's from the 80s, so it might be a bit advanced with its ordnance. Of course, there's always the well-known and loved Frogfoot, which I really just love the plane because of the name Frogfoot. but it's also a pretty cool plane. Or we could just add the Tu-95 with the Tsar Bomba and end the whole game right here.